Sports journalism wasn't always about LeBron versus Jordan, who has the most pressure, whose legacy is at stake. It used to be unbiased journalism that told a story of what was happening each day in the sports world.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
But evolution is inevitable. At the end of the day, media is a business, and a successful business must change and evolve to make those dollars. Insert Skip Bayless.
You look like you're going to a funeral, my friend.
Jay, I am. I'm on the way to a funeral. Their funeral.
Skip began as a true journalist. His work as a columnist brought him respect and admiration in his field. The remnants of a strong, biased opinionist were already there. His print tapes were foreshadowing for what was to come in his future television career.
And I must tell you, I didn't like what I saw in the first half. I flat out loved it.
His columnist background prepared him to give his opinions on air. He joined ESPN and began voicing his contrarian takes with the likes of Woody Page on what at the time was called cold pizza.
What was Artest doing in the stands?
Well, again, he thought somebody hit him
Why
with
was
the
he
boot.
in the stands?
Well, he shouldn't have gone. I said that was the first
doing
mistake.
in the stands.
He submitted himself as a polarizing persona for the network, and First Take was born. It started off with the traditional vibe of news highlights and analysis, with a little bit of debate slotted in as well. On Cold Pizza, the debate segment was called First and 10, and they brought this to First Take. Much like how First Take is set up today, with Stephen A. as the constant, surrounded by a rotating cast of challengers. This is what Skip had in the First and 10 segment. As time passed, the debates became more of the focus and the main attraction for viewers.
I get tired of hearing comments from guys that don't play, guys like Skip Bayless. I'll just put it out there now.
I have already challenged publicly Shaquille O'Neal to sit right there and debate me.
Why
You heard it.
would he dignify you?
On
Why would
this
he
topic.
dignify you, Skip?
But all he does is he keeps taking shots. He keeps taking shots from a distance because I think he's a little scared of me. In fact, I might have to start calling him Shakira O'Neal.
The show was good but not great. They needed to make the next jump. So insert the perfect sparring partner for Skip, Stephen A. Smith.
I'm still a prisoner of what I recently saw in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, you need to get over that.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No,
yes,
I
you
do not.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
not.
Wait,
Listen,
you
this
better
was
be careful.
Kobe.
Hold on. Pause. You better be careful about what the words that's about to come out of your mouth. Don't be disrespectful. You better be careful. Careful. Go ahead, Skip. I'm listening.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Sit
you better
back
be
down
careful.
in that chair.
I'm sitting
Lean
up,
back
Skip.
in that
I'm
chair.
sitting. You better be careful.
Stephen A. was already a guest and contributor on the show from time to time, but the producers decided to full pivot and make Stephen A. Skip's permanent partner.
You're saying that the San Antonio Spurs are going to beat OKC?
You heard it here.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You heard it.
When Skip loves, he loves hard. He loves real hard.
Oh, my Lord, I'm choking.
Stephen A. was a staff writer turned columnist. That columnist background, much like Skip, allowed him to voice his opinion and develop a knack for entertaining the public with how he felt about sports topics. He got some television exposure opportunities along the way, but it wasn't until he was hired by ESPN in 2003 that he could make a full transition to TV. He was able to land a radio show and talk TV show in his early tenure with ESPN. He was on the rise within the network. However, he left in 2009 due to contract disputes and returned in 2011. At the time, he had to regain favor in the network. He was mainly doing radio and giving his high-energy, bold opinions, but he also was making guest appearances on Skip Bayless' show, First Take.
You're gonna be disrespectful. You're gonna be disrespectful.
Yes.
Rudy Gay now?
Yes.
Excuse me, Rudy Gay.
Yes.
Elevate.
The chemistry was off the charts.
They gave up Kwame Brown. Who
first
cares?
rounders.
I could care less. Kwame Brown is gone. The City of Angels, Hollywood, just should be celebrated. Throw a parade already, whether you win a championship or not. This man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play.
First Take's ratings exploded, and the timing was impeccable. Not only was this debate center format the first of its kind, it was happening at a time where Kobe and LeBron were both in their primes. The controversy of LeBron joining the Heat was at the forefront of the NBA, and Tim Tebow was going on his short-lived Cinderella run in the NFL.
Finally, they did unleash him. Finally, after I have pounded this desk for 10 straight weeks, saying, please let him throw just one pass on first down.
Polarization was plentiful on the ESPN network. Ratings loved it, but the dynamic duo eventually had to split. Skip left in 2016 for more money and a chance to have his own thing. ESPN was already ready to make Stephen A. Smith the face of ESPN, so it all was mutual. Over FS1, Skip decided to use that same recipe and bring on a sparring partner in Shannon Sharp.
And you're telling me Brady got outplayed? Baloney!
He did got outplayed.
It's the biggest bunch of baloney you've ever spewed. Matthew Stafford. Guess what Matthew Stafford had in the second half? It's my turn. Stop it. It is my turn because Matthew Stafford. Oh, that's really funny.
Yes!
Matthew
You still
Stafford.
lost, Skip. He
Timeout.
lost.
Sharp was perfect. He was naturally diametrically opposed to Skip on most topics. That was great timing as LeBron in 2016 had arguably his greatest moment, beating the 73-9 Warriors, doing so by coming down from 3-1. LeBron was the biggest athlete in American sports, and their constant arguments over his legacy compared to Jordan was a hit.
Go, King.
I want to thank you for paying homage to the great Michael Jordan today by wearing that goat mask. I appreciate that very much because he deserves it today. Because everybody was reminded last night just how great he is.
Yeah, you saw it on full display. Finals MVP.
Yeah, it was an embarrassment.
Don't do that, Skip. Skip, don't do
Let's
that.
talk about
Skip,
it.
no, I don't want to talk. Skip, can I have a moment? I mean, you keep rushing me in my moment.
What is that? I have no
I can
idea.
be one or two things, Skip Bayless. Either I can be a centaur or I can be Goat James.
They also had riveting debates over the Cowboys, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, and others. The recipe still worked. Meanwhile, back at ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, he was beginning a run that cemented him as the #1 face of sports talk television.
His very first move as the executive was to sign Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
Wait, who? Phil or Lamar? Phil or Lamar?
I don't mean to be.
important
Listen,
distinction.
I love Lamar Odom, the person, and God bless him. We're wishing nothing but the best. His first move as the executive of the New York Knicks was to sign Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
He replaced Skip Bayless with Max Kellerman. He, unlike Skip, based his controversial and contrarian takes on facts and unconventional rationale. This proved to be a great dynamic. The nerdy yet smart guy with the contrarian hot takes getting screamed at and shot down by the most entertaining guy on sports TV.
Who's a more unstoppable, forget about scoring, forget about natural, forget about who it's easy for. Who's a more unstoppable offensive player? It's a 5-on-5 game. LeBron James or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Incorrect.
Kevin Durant.
LeBron James
Kevin Durant.
is a
What are you watching?
far more unstoppable
What are you watching?
offensive
Far
player.
far more unstoppable. That's
Far
a joke.
more.
That's a joke.
Offensive player.
Excuse me, I didn't
Not
stutter.
just shooting,
I didn't stutter.
not just scoring.
You didn't ask me about a jab or a body shot. You asked me about a jump shot. You asked me about basketball.
No. Oh,
Let me tell
why
you
does
something
that
right now.
have to
Let me
be
tell
a
you something.
Max Kellerman's dogged intellect wore on Stephen A. It became very draining for him to consistently argue with a guy that was speaking from such far away for the mind of the common sports fan. They didn't relate or vibe at all. In some instances, he made Max sound like a complete crazy man who had no idea about sports.
This is why I have a difficult time listening to you with basketball sometimes. Did you watch the Detroit Pistons? The Detroit Pistons, who ramrodded the Lakers in 5 games.
The
And his
Chauncey
leadership.
effect is
And
a
Jay,
good
you
point.
will notice one time. Hold on. I'm giving you knowledge. Fall back.
In other instances, Max's intellect and facts proved to be extremely frustrating and too much for Stephen A. Many also point to Max's adoration by fans and certain guests too much for Stephen A. to handle as the face of the network.
I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with what he's coming, with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait to finish.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to check you right now. You don't cross the line.
I'm just saying.
Time out. Wait a minute. You don't cross the line.
He had Max removed from First Take in 2021, and Max was fired by ESPN in 2023. Meanwhile, Shannon and Skip leaned more into the barbershop, highly subjective emotional style, and maintained a steady partnership up until things got personal.
You have no objectivity. It's just straight Brady hate. Wait a minute. This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he is still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
That's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No.
Skip, I did what I did.
I never said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Skip, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than you. Skip, what did I got to see what you do? You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal...
Put your glasses back on.
Can I finish? You're willing to take a personal shot at me, to say this man is better than me.
This was the end for the two. They never recovered, and Shannon left undisputed at the end of that sports cycle after the 2023 NBA Finals. Something bigger was happening, though. At this time, the public was growing tired of the barbershop-style debates. There was only so much more appetite for LeBron versus Jordan. What they had done was not only tire out the public from consistent recycling of the same debate topics, but they had diminished the aura and enthusiasm towards athletes as a whole. They spent a whole decade plus telling the world that today's athletes aren't as good as we think, and the only thing that matters is championships and rings. The NBA felt this the most. Their product came to prominence from promotion of individual players and their greatness.
Candidate to be the next face of the league?
No, not really.
Why?
That's what they got. That's what they got Wemby for.
Tell the truth. You can and will be that guy.
Well, I'm capable of being that guy,
go.
but I don't want to be that guy. Put it like that.
Now the constant rhetoric has shifted to negativity and criticism, and for the longest, it sold and brought in the dollars at an exponential rate. But at the same time, they were destroying the very product they were making money from talking about. The environment as a whole was in a bad place. You have a declining NBA ratings, a declining relationship between fans and players, sports gambling bursting onto the scene, the most iconic and polarizing figures getting older and heading towards retirement. Tom Brady, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Aaron Rodgers, and a younger generation whose attention span is that of a fly. Those like Pat McAfee, Pardon My Take, and the litany of athlete-created podcasts were taking market share. Gone were the days of just debating why players aren't great and my guy's better than your guy. It was a new era in which seemingly everyone now has a platform to say whatever they feel about sports.
Don't you think it's possible that they're worried, hey, if we bring him a miniature chair, he'll be offended?
Why would it have to be a...
What the hell? Just a normal size
regular size chair, AJ.
I'm not... Hey, you just bring the guy a normal size chair.
Stephen A. Smith saw the forest for the trees and pivoted to a rotating cast of characters and a less rigid debate style, somewhat like how the show began with Skip Bayless. He also saw what kind of deal Pat McAfee got from licensing his show to ESPN and began his own podcast as well. Skip decided to be the captain of a sinking ship. He tried to recreate that spark he had with Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe with a similar feeling cast of debate partners.
But it is a distinct honor for me to be sitting amongst the three of you. So I appreciate all of you. I fought for all of you to be here, and it is a privilege and an honor to be with
it was
the
a
three
fight.
of you.
It wasn't easy. That's for sure.
But it wasn't the same. The chemistry wasn't there, and the interest from the public eroded. Around a year after he and Shannon split, Skip left FS1. He's still been trying to recreate that dynamic in the podcast space, but there is no return in sight.
It is time for me to unleash in a brand new way.
That style cannibalized itself. Skip and Stephen A. and others spent years parsing athletes and playing on the emotions of the public. Eventually, people move on and put their emotions elsewhere, and their attention follows. However, the lasting effects of this sensationalized era has changed sports forever, and not in a good way. Athletes who were once idolized and regarded as invincible superheroes are constantly getting berated by trolls online who are more interested in hitting parlays than marveling at their talents. In the eyes of fans, athletes have gone from gods to frauds.
I still hear people say that you and I ruined sports media.
Yeah.
that we destroyed it with our style or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That it's Screaming A. Smith and Skip Bayless, right? That's all we ever heard.
Right.
And if I may say so myself, I think we revolutionized it.
Y'all did.
I don't know their names. I know yours.
Thank you.
know?
Right.
And the ratings would say we were pretty good.
Damn right.
And
I would say that no one has ever quite matched the chemistry that maybe God above gave us. But it's just hard to find. You can't teach it, coach it. It just worked. And it was entertaining, and it was enlightening, and it was just fun.
Do you agree and blame Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless for the current climate of sports today? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.